Hey everybody, and welcome to an incomplete book review. I don't know if I've done one of these before, only because I think the last book that I considered an incomplete book I actually wound up finishing. And I may at some point finish this book, but as of right now, I cannot. And the book is The Red Pyramid by Riordan. So first off, I am a really big Percy Jackson fan. Love Percy Jackson, love that whole series, love the Roman addition to it, or kind of like the continuation of that whole series. Love the new series that Disney is doing, that is Percy Jackson. Great stuff. I cannot get into this Egyptian series, and I want to. I've wanted to for a while. But I've read probably a good quarter of the book, and I get very stuck, and this is probably just me. I don't know about anybody else. But from my perspective, I really cannot abide, and I've said this before, I cannot abide authors speaking on behalf of either groups of people or sections of people ethnically, and giving voice to characters and how a character would feel based on ethnic experience when you are not in that ethnic experience. And that is a very hard concept for, I think, some people to grasp or to understand. And I think I could 100% be mistaken, but I think Mr. Riordan has discussed that more so recently because of the Percy Jackson series casting a young black girl as the main character of Annabeth. And there was a huge uproar because technically in the book that is not how she's described. She's not described as black or anything like that. And he's come forward and said, like, she embodies the characteristics of Annabeth, not necessarily the physical characteristics of it, which I think is great. And he has, in more recent years, discussed kind of that from his author perspective, which is great. I think he's done a lot of acknowledgement of that. And this book series, The Kane Chronicles, was published before any of the recent Percy Jackson stuff has come out. That said, because of how I feel so strongly about that, I'm really struggling to get into this book, which is why this is an incomplete book review. So the story is, I can't even tell you the names of the characters. That's how turned off I am. But the story is about these siblings, the Kane siblings, and they are two biracial children who are kind of thrust into the world of Egyptian mythology and Egyptian gods based on work that their father has done. And so they're trying to figure out how to save the world, basically, as most preteen novels are. But these two characters are biracial and with black-white, and the main boy talks about how he is in technicality darker than his sister, and so because of that, his grandparents decided not to take him in when they took in the sister after their mother passed, and so the sister is more of white passing, and so I do think that is a valid conversation. It is definitely a conversation that has been had in multiple books by multiple different authors at multiple different periods in history. One of the biggest books, I think, and subsequently movies of recent times is the movie Passing, or the book Passing as well, both of which are very good. I have a review on that. But I just... once the character kind of started discussing things more from a black perspective and how people viewed him because he's darker, because he's black, I really shut off, because I was just like, I can't read the rest of this because if that is how we're approaching this book. And I'm not saying that it's not a valid characterization or character thought process. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when the author is not or has not actually had that experience, the author doesn't or shouldn't get to fully speak in the vein, especially if the character is in first person or the writing style is in first person. I don't feel like that is fair. So yeah, because of that, I really can't get into it. I'm also just not into it. Like, it's just not interesting to me. I don't know why. Like, the hook, the thing that's like supposed to like hook you into the story, not hooking me. I'm not getting into it. So yeah, so as of right now, I'm putting the book down. I am not gonna finish reading it. I've tried, trust me, I've tried, for the last 8 weeks. It's not happening. So I am just gonna put it down and not worry about it. The book copy I have, actually came from school, so it's going back to my classroom. Kids can read it. And it's not to say it's not a good series. It is. I know tons of people have recommended the series to me because they know I'm a big Percy Jackson fan. But I've tried, guys, for 8 weeks. It's not happening. I might go back and maybe audiobook it at some point, or when I get a school break, I might a longer school break. I might just sit down and try and crank through it. When I'm telling you, every time I've had an extended period of time to sit and read, I cannot get more than like 3 or 4 pages. It's just not happening. So there you have it, incomplete book review. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next book review. Bye.